so he thought.
I'm sore. I think just really stretched it out a lot, and so it'll be a long week. Just trying to get recovered and get feeling better for next week. But I'm all right, and we'll get better.
He may get better, but it's not going to be for next week. Unfortunately. Hi, guys. My name's Bernie Hanna. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Wide Open. The news out today, the big news, I guess. Erik Jones will be missing at least Dover for a compound fracture to his back after injuries suffered at Talladega last week in the Toyota scuffle when they got together there. It's really unfortunate. Erik Jones is going to be missing at least one race due to an injury after hitting hard at Talladega. Not sure who they're going to put in the 43 yet. That should be interesting. But the big news, I guess, is the fact that we have another driver injured due to what I would consider the next gen car. This car, and honestly, we were watching the show. We were watching, we'll call it a show. I wasn't much racing done there till the end, but we were watching the race there. And somebody even made the comment to me that it looked like that, or made a comment when they saw the wreck. They said, well, it's a good thing that didn't happen 2 years ago because that would have caused an injury. Well, unfortunately, it still caused an injury. And part of me is like, this is part of super speedway racing. This is part of, there's always an injury. You're always prone to injury at the super speedway plate races just because of the tight confounds and the speeds and all that. But I felt like the next gen's stiffness has caused more issues than anything else. Now, did they soften the front and rears of the cars? Yes, they made some changes. Luckily, I would have hated to have seen what happened to Erik Jones had that happened 2 years ago, like my friend said there. But yeah, I just another unfortunate turn of events for NASCAR, honestly, for fans of Erik Jones and for Erik Jones himself. I hope he does get well soon. I was looking forward to seeing what he could do this year, and of course, this is going to be kind of a setback. Now, getting back to the car. So when they introduced the next gen car, if you guys are not aware, which I'm sure many of you listen to this probably are, when they introduced the next gen car, there were complaints that the car was too stiff in the front, the car was too stiff in the rear. It was mainly dismissed, I would say, by NASCAR. I felt it was kind of dismissed until we started having issues. We had Kurt Busch, who unfortunately ended his career at Pocono by just backing the car into the wall off turn 3 in qualifying. We had Alex Bowman be injured at Talladega, backing his car into the wall. Well, then they made some changes, but it wasn't after the warnings of the drivers have been dismissed and they weren't heeded, and we already had some injuries. So that's unfortunately been typical here recently. But yeah, the car itself, I don't understand, and people have made this comment before, but I'm going to say it again because I 100% agree, 100% agree here. How do we unveil a new car and go backwards in safety? I just don't. I mean, we saw the roll bars be broken at Talladega by a hit in the side of the door by Priest into the side of Kyle Larson's car. I just don't understand how we go backwards when we're trying to go forwards. Just really, really unfortunate. Erik Jones again missing Dover because of an injury that you could say maybe would have happened in the old car, but certainly was concerned when we saw it. Again, he got out of the car, went to the infield care center, was dismissed. They interviewed him after the race, and I played the clip before we started here. Said he was hurting, but he was going to be okay and is going to be working towards getting better for next week. Well, now we find out that that's not the case. He does have compound fractures. I just don't understand it. How long are we gonna continue to let this car cause issues? You know, of course, and I'll say this too, because there's a lot of you probably listening saying, "Well, why are we fussing about injuries? Injuries happen," and they do. This racing is a dangerous sport. People are gonna get hurt. People are gonna get injured. But there are things we can do to mitigate those injuries, and one is to not introduce a car that's so stiff that it's causing issues to drivers right away. You know, they've made some changes, but apparently just still not enough. So unfortunate for Erik Jones. And again, we'll see who they put in the car for Dover in the 43. It should be interesting. That's another thing. Thinking of who they could put in the car. Super sub Josh Berry from last year. He is now in a full-time ride, so you can't use him. I just wonder from Legacy Motor Club. I mean, who they have in the lower series that they could promote. Should be interesting to see who gets their first start. And interestingly enough, I remember another driver who got their first start, I believe at Dover, was Matt Kenseth when Bill Elliott was injured. So reaching back there too. But anyway, just wanted to do a quick video on that, quick story on that. Again, here we are again with another driver injured after a next gen wreck. How many times we're going to do this, I don't know. But maybe we can learn from it and maybe work to maybe not have this happen again. But anyway, guys, that'll do it. I'll see you next time on Wide Open. Thanks for listening. Again, check out Wide Open on YouTube, anywhere you get your podcast. If you're listening to it there, check us out in some of the other places as well. Also, check out Overdrive. We're going to be working on some episodes for it as well. It's sim racing based, so if you guys are interested in sim racing stuff, check out Overdrive. I'm Brody, and I'll see you next time here on Wide Open.